What's up, everybody? Back with another edition of Every Day. Oops. Hope you guys having a good one. Today we are previewing both conference finals series. We are here, the final 4 teams left, and I don't know. I just have a feeling inside that this conference finals is about to get crazy, and we're gonna get some really, really good basketball. I love it, man. So yeah, thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you like the content, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. I really appreciate it. They have said a lot. Looking at analytics, see only 1% of you that actually watch the videos are subscribed. So if you're watching, hit the subscribe. I really appreciate it a whole lot. So yeah, let's not waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So we have the rematch of the bubble. Part 2 here in 2023. The 2020 conference finals, Lakers Nuggets, Celtics Heat. We got it again 3 years later. Lakers Nuggets, Celtics Heat. Very coincidental, very interesting. But we're going to start with the Lakers Nuggets. That's the first series that starts tonight. And boy, I think this is going to be an amazing series. You got the 1 seed Nuggets. How they got here, they defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves in 5, and then they beat the Suns in 6. And they've honestly looked like the most consistent, best team in the playoffs so far. They haven't really had any bad struggles or had any really horrible moments or anything like that. Of course, they lost some games, but you do that. And it's not that often that you go 8-0 throughout the first 2 rounds unless you're like the Warriors or something like that. But the Nuggets look amazing right now. Nikola Jokic has an argument for being the best player in the world right now. He's been just on another level. Jamal Murray has looked really good. They had guys like Aaron Gordon has really been solid in his role. Michael Porter Jr. has had some good moments. KCP's been good. Their bench, guys like Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, Christian Brown provided some solid minutes. Mike Malone has been great coach. Like, they just look really, really, really good right now. And now they're going to get against a Laker team that has defied a lot of expectations. Coming out from the play-in as the 7th seed, beating the Timberwolves to get to the 7th seed. And then they knocked off the Grizzlies at number 2. They went to the second round and defeated the Warriors, the number 6 seed. Now they get a real big matchup with the Nuggets. But the Lakers have looked really good too. LeBron and AD have been solid. They both have their great moments. They had their bad moments as well, but it's been the role players stepping up that's really been great. Like Austin Reeves stepped up in a few games. Rui Hachimura has been really good off the bench. D'Angelo Russell has provided some good minutes. Lonnie Walker's back in the rotation. He's provided some good minutes. Like the entire Dennis Schroeder, like the entire Lakers depth has really been a big factor in why they're still here. Without them, they probably would have been gone and wouldn't even made it this far. So I'm very, very excited for this series. I think big X factors. Start with the Nuggets. For the Nuggets, I think their big X factor is if Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. can continue hitting the shots they've been making. Jamal Murray has been amazing so far in the playoffs, but he hasn't been perfect. He's had some struggle of the game, especially in the Phoenix series. He had some games that he really struggled in. Same with Michael Porter Jr. He hasn't been perfect. He's had some games. I think game 3 and 4 in Phoenix, he really, really struggled in those games. But those two can't really afford to have struggles in this series. Like, Jamal Murray needs to come out and be the clear-cut number 2 for Denver and be really good. He needs to get 25, 26. He needs to put up those numbers. And Mike Porter Jr. needs to consistently hit those 3-pointers. Because the Lakers, you see, they gave up threes. You can get threes up on the Lakers. It's just about if you're making them or not. And Mike Porter Jr. is a deadly sniper. So if he can get some open looks and hit them, that changes a lot for Denver. But I think they need those two to really be on point and to really come in and be the number 2 and number 3 that they're not going to expect to. Because Jokic is going to be Jokic. No matter who is out there with him, no matter who they're playing against, Jokic is going to come out and be Jokic. And they're going to get some solid bench play. But I think Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. have been the big wild cards for this team and been the big reason as to why they're still here. So I think those two guys really need to step up and play really well for the Nuggets to win this series. For the Lakers, it's kind of the same as last series. It needs to be Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis needs to be on point for every single game in the series. You can't have another series where he comes out as 30 and then he has like 12. You can't be doing that against Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets. This Nuggets team is way too good. Nikola Jokic is way too good, and the role players they have around them, the Nuggets team is way too good. That if AD comes out and has another 12-point game, like there's no chance they're winning that game, unless the Nuggets are struggling as well, or like LeBron's got 40 or whatever. But Anthony Davis cannot struggle in this series. AD needs to be on point on both ends. On offense, defensively he's probably gonna come with it. I mean, Anthony Davis defensively has been the best defender in the playoffs. You know what he's gonna do there. It's just offensively and on the boards as well, offense and rebounding. AD needs to be on point. You can't have those games where he's just like sleepwalking and not really trying on offense. AD needs to be there consistently for the Lakers to win this series. But ultimately, I think it's going to be a very, very good one, very tight, competitive series. This going probably 6 or 7, and I think I'm rolling with the Denver Nuggets. I mean, the Nuggets have been just so amazing so far throughout these playoffs that I think they're gonna have. I still think a lot of people are disrespecting them, and a lot of people aren't really looking at them, taking them serious. I mean, they're in the Final Four, so obviously people are taking them seriously, but people are not like. I don't know. I just feel like there's still some people that are doubters, still some doubters around there, and I think the Nuggets have really wanted the Lakers in this series because they know how bad the Lakers. It's the Lakers. I mean, everyone loves them, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, look at this team! How they came from nothing to something. Now they're going to the championship." The Nuggets, I think, want this matchup, and I think the Nuggets are going to take it and take this a little personal and come out and try to win this series. So I got Nuggets in 6 or 7 games in this series, but I think this is going to be a very, very, very good one. And then the Eastern Conference Final, we have Celtics and Heat for the third time in 4 years. I think we get Celtics and Heat. So yeah, this is another very interesting matchup. The Heat, the 8 seed, the first 8 seed to make it to the conference final since the Knicks did it in '99. The Heat lost their first playing game, won the second playing game to get the 8 seed. They defeated the top seed in the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks, in 5 in the first round. Went to the second round and beat the 5 seed New York Knicks in 6. And now they're back in the conference finals again. Jimmy Butler has been arguably the best player in the playoffs. He's been insane. Even though the second round he kind of dipped a little bit, you still know playoff Jimmy. Their role players, guys like Kyle Lowry, Caleb Martin, Kevin Love, Duncan Robinson have really stepped up. Throughout the regular season, they were very iffy. They come in and really stepped up, and they just made the plays when it matters. And the one big thing that I think has got me really excited about the Heat team, Bam Adebayo is starting to show up. Bam Adebayo in the last 3 games or 4 games in the Knicks series was really, really good, really aggressive, going to find his shot, playing good defensively. And I think that's the big key to this Miami Heat team is if Bam Adebayo can be aggressive and continue to be really good. And I think now it's making the series a lot more exciting for Miami. For Boston, they were projected as probably one of the favorites, but it didn't look great. They took a 7-seed Atlanta Hawks team that had no business even being on the same level as the Celtics, took them to 6 games. And then they were down 3-2 in the second round to the 3-seed Philly, but then they come out and win game 6 and 7, and they are back in the conference finals again. And now the Celtics and Heat get another rematch. Their third time rematching. They played in 2020 in the bubble, obviously, where the Heat beat them. And then they played last year in the conference finals where Jimmy Butler missed that 3-pointer that would have won them the game. But the Celtics win that series and go to the finals. And now we get the third time around who will get the win in the rematch. I think it's going to be a very interesting series as well. Some X factors for the Heat. They need their role players to keep playing how they're playing, hitting shots. Guys like Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, Kevin Love need to be hitting shots. But also, I feel like if they can execute in the fourth quarter, because we've seen throughout this playoffs, throughout the regular season as well, the Boston Celtics aren't the best team at closing out games. And when it comes to the fourth quarter, their offense is kind of very iffy at some points. So I think the Miami Heat have done a great job at closing out games so far in this playoffs, which is why they're still here in the conference finals. So I think if the Miami Heat can execute in the fourth quarter of tight games and Jimmy Butler can take over. Hopefully, he's not really too injured because he still has an ankle problem. If Jimmy Butler can take over in that fourth quarter and playoff Jimmy can come out and they can execute and win and execute late down the stretch of the fourth quarter, they can win. They can win these games. And then for the Celtics, I think their big X factor is turnovers. Because we've seen at some points in this playoffs, there's been times where they kind of get lackadaisical and kind of just throw up threes and turn the ball over and their defense is lacking. The Celtics cannot have those moments where they're turning the ball over and giving the Miami Heat fast break opportunities. That's where the Heat live. The Heat live off of stopping you, getting a turnover, getting out of transition, and getting easy layups and threes. That's how the Heat love that. So the Celtics cannot be turning the ball over in this series. And if they do, the Heat will just get easy points, and Celtics will make it very tough for themselves to win the series. But I think this is going to be a very, very interesting one. My prediction is still kind of up in the air because I really like Miami Heat, but I think the Celtics might have kind of turned the switch after Game 6 and Game 7. I think their confidence and momentum is at an all-time high right now. I think they're looking really good, but the Miami Heat just always have that chip on their shoulder. And the Heat are always going to come out to play and come out to win games. So, you know what? I'm going to go with the Miami Heat in 7. I think it's going to be another long 6 or 7 game series. And I think I'm going to go with Miami, man. I just feel like Miami Heat are too... I don't know. There's something about this Miami Heat team, man. Something about the Miami Heat team that is ready to play. They have all the confidence. They know that they're underdogs already. They know this is going to be a tough matchup, and they want this matchup. And I think they're going to fight hard, play well. Jimmy Butler's going to really want to show up in this series. And I think I got the Heat in 7. But I think the Celtics, I just think it's going to be a really good series in general. I think this is going to be another really good Celtics Heat matchup. Yeah, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoy. Once again, if you do the content, consider subscribing, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. I really appreciate it. We upset a lot. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow.